right. So, welcome. Thanks for being here, everyone. Record this, and we are live on YouTube. So, hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And we're going to do something a little different here, but it's going to be great. Is everybody feeling good? Some people are feeling good,
Yes.
some people aren't.
I'm feeling good.
Is my audio clear or no?
Clear. I hear there's a background noise. I do hear some. I can hear you though.
Okay. There is some background noise. There's music in the background.
Okay.
All right. But hopefully we're going to be just fine. I think we are. Okay. Put on the noise. Sound better?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. All right. So, welcome. Peace is built through communication. Again. It's a lovely day today. And all right, so we're going to get started. So who's going to read the our preamble?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and read that.
Good.
As it is established in the Universal Peace Covenant, and since peace is indeed built through communication, the open exchange of ideas is necessary for discovery and well-being, for growth, for progress, whether within one person or among many. We come together here now in this meeting of hearts and minds to have a spirited discussion. This is an open forum. This is not a class. There are no teachers in pieces built through communication. Live YouTube discussion. In this experience, we establish the reality that we are all equal. We have a moderator who has been chosen prior and chooses now to give of themselves freely and does not wish to push or cajole or manipulate those who join here today or those who might witness this in the future. For this discussion, it is indeed designed to share ideas, experiences, and understandings, and by doing so, come to a greater truth through each one sharing their personal experience with sagacity, with equanimity, both free of prejudice, so that thus we will come to know that peace is liberty and tranquility.
All right, thank you, Winston. We're going to need some mutes. So whenever we want to talk, we're going to unmute. So I'm going to mute you, and then when you want to talk, just unmute yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right. So thank you very much, Lynn. My name is Terrence Lamont. I am going to be today's moderator. And I welcome you all here again for being here. And it's been a while since it feels like since we've been together to do this. Always enjoy this. There's always some little secrets that come out. It seems like some beautiful music, something happens that seems to be extraordinary. So, since we're on YouTube, and I think it would be beneficial for everyone to be able to just kind of introduce themselves a little bit, that would be awesome. So people kind of know who you are, where you're coming from, what you're doing here. And also want you guys to know, whoever's watching this, that you are invited. You are looking forward to having you be a part of what we're doing here. We do this every fourth Friday of the month at 6:30 p.m. So you can go to peacedom.org and you can join this discussion. Yeah, so normally lasts about an hour. So and get started. We'll see how long we go. We might go a little bit over. So my name again is Terrence Lamont. I'm what we call a national peace ambassador. Peace ambassador is somebody who puts their attention on peace in little ways, feels comfortable, and opening my heart to the connections that I have with other people. And so for me, believing in peace and truth being something that we all share has been an important factor in my life, being a student and teacher of school metaphysics and just being alive as a human. So yeah. All right. So let's hear from anybody else who wants to share, talk about who they are, what they're doing, where they're coming from. Yeah, do a little popcorn style, or somebody maybe we can just start. How about we start with Stella? Stella, wants to go and then popcorn around.
Yeah, yes, I am Stella Lynn Boggio, and I am currently a student and a teacher and director of the School of Metaphysics in Indianapolis. And I've been a part of this organization, School of Metaphysics, for close to 13 years. And I have been reading the Universal Peace Covenant every day, mostly every day since April 1st, 2020. And I have been a part of this Pieces Built Through Communication for, I guess, since a couple years since we started doing this. So I am happy to be here and looking forward to hearing what everybody has to say.
So popcorn style means like just jumps in.
Or I just pick some, or they jump in. Okay. TJ.
Good.
Oh,
Peaceful
okay.
greetings to all. Thank you for being here. I'm glad to be here. My name is TJ, and I'm a peace ambassador. I enjoy reading the Universal Peace Covenant pretty much every day, have done so for years, and have also been part of this event for a couple years, for a good long while. Enjoy talking about peace. I enjoy hearing people's experiences and connecting with others. So I look forward to doing more of that here and now. And I'm going to popcorn pick because that's how it works too, Melissa.
Thanks, TJ. I'm Melissa. I am a student at the School of Metaphysics in Oklahoma City. I have been a part of the school for 4 years, I think. It's flown by, and yeah, I enjoy these get-togethers. I'm really grateful that I could be here this evening. Everything just kind of fell into place, and last minute I was like, "Oh, this is happening." So I'm really excited to be here, and I look forward to the conversation this evening. So I'm gonna popcorn Winston.
You're muted, Winston.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw the sign. I'm Winston Cunningham, and I was a director of a branch of School of Metaphysics a couple of times in the late 80s, pretty early on at the school. And I've been practicing what I've learned ever since. And glad to be here.
Well, if he's not going to choose another, I will jump in. We'll
Oh,
have,
was I supposed to do that?
well, that's what TJ did, and but it's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So my name is Miko. I'm in Thailand. I'm in North Thailand in Chiang Mai, and I've never attended the School of Metaphysics except virtually almost every night for 2 years. Night for me, morning for you guys. Reading the Peace Covenant. And for me, it's a very important part of my life. I feel sort of like a good Catholic going and doing mass every day. You know, it's like I feel like, oh, it's almost 7:30. I've got to get home and sit in front of my little device and have this. It's not literally a religious ritual, but it is a ritual for me. And I'm not a peace ambassador, but I am a peacenik. You'll see when I turn off my screen, what comes up is a peace sign. So that's my Facebook page identification photo, symbol is the inverted peace sign. And the inversion, I'll just explain very briefly, is because the guy who invented it did it at a time that he was in despair. And the picture of the peace sign is, oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. But he said, no, it should be, let's save the world. And so with the arms up, it's a picture of optimism. And I try to be optimistic. It's difficult in these times, but we just do what we need to do, spread wisdom, sagacity, and peace energy all over. That's what we do. So I'm gonna choose Nick. You're up, bro.
I gone to school when I was at soccer. Now I was there for the peace cone in the evenings. I sometimes go to the drink when I don't know what to say. Sometimes. That's all I have to say for right now. Anyone else?
You're supposed to pick somebody else, but I think Diana is the only one left.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure who all was left. Well, Diana here. I've been in the school since 2006. I have gone through the entire course of study. I've volunteered in just about every capacity possible. And like Melissa, it just worked out that everything aligned, that I was free and able to attend tonight. So I thought I would see what's happening on the Pieces Built Through Communication channel. So hello, everybody. Good to be here.
All right, wonderful. So I apologize. I don't know if y'all can hear me clearly or not, but this is what we got from me. Can't hear me at all. Don't know what I'm saying, huh?
We can hear you, but it's difficult. You're I don't know, not muffled. It's just not clear, but it's okay. Persevere.
Now,
Well, we could hear you, but you were a bit garbled. So you're going to need to give us a few more words for us to know whether that changed.
okay, how about now?
Okay.
Now we hear August trying to say something about that.
So it's funny to watch y'all's reactions, facial changes and stuff. Okay, so what I have been doing lately is I've just been open, and so I'm going to share my screen in a second, but I don't use this computer enough, so it's not going to look like a normal share, but it's going to work because you're going to be able to see what's on the screen. But what we do most of the time when we do these is we have a discussion, we have something that we're talking about, something that comes up. So somebody has had an experience and they need to share it or they can share it. And then it helps them to understand peace. So then once, gotten to that point, it's like, I don't know about y'all, but I think this is true and kind of maybe why you're here. For me, when I get to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I just had this wonderful experience or this thing I understand, I want to share it. I want to talk to somebody about it. I want to get some kind of discussion with somebody because I think it's so important. I don't want to just be the only one who knows what I know. So I think that's what makes a teacher out of me, what causes me to want to share and talk to people and share wisdom, knowledge, or experiences in general, friends. Are built that way, right? So we could call this friendship is built through communication. In the same way, I think that peace is built. So I have had a lot of, well, I'm 47, I'll just say that. And in that time, I've always been a part of a family. And families are interesting, aren't they? So, it's like I think you all have been part of the family your whole life too, probably, right? So the experiences of being connected to your family is it can be a lot of things. one of the things that can be is challenging, right? And so over the last like 3 years, I've not had such the greatest experience with my blood related family that I want to have, that I have desired. So sometimes I think about them or I go and hang out with them, and I don't feel peaceful. And so I started to look at that and wonder why. What can I do? Why is this happening? And being a metaphysician, understanding that there's more to reality, there's more to truth than meets the eye, than what happens in this particular lifetime. But even though this lifetime is super important, all the experiences that I've had with my family is extremely important. And I've gained from it. I'm not trying to say that I want to take anything away just because I don't feel peaceful. I don't say, oh, I never hang out with them again. I hope I never have that experience. I don't really feel like that because everything that has happened has got me to where I am now, and it continues to help me grow. So I just continue to see that there are more and more opportunities, more and more ways that I can grow, that I can change. And so I'm keeping my mind open to this. And so what came through for me was that the peace that I could experience could come not from directly trying to confront people. Sometimes we call that war, right? So understanding myself is the step that I'm on right now. It's the desire, the strength that I have right now is more focused on myself. And so I want to release. I want to feel better. I want to be more awake. I want to be able to honor and thank my family for their gifts and for the experience that I've had. And so my movement right now, again, is to understand that and to release, thank, to honor, and then to create my life the way I want to create. So I was listening to my inner self one day, and I heard these 5 steps. So I'm going to share the screen so you can see these 5 steps written out. Okay, so these 5 things started with C, and then it came to honor, and then it came to thank, and then to release and create. And so I was like, what does this mean? I kind of just heard this with my inner self. It's this. So I had to make sure I remembered it and I wrote it down. And so I started to examine it, started to look at it, started to have my own experience with it. And so what I want to do is just talk to you guys about this and also have me go through just a little bit of a workshop, sort of, nothing major. So if you have something to fight with, that would be really beneficial. Or if you just can still your mind, move through each one of these steps on your own for a few minutes. And so looking at the receive, just give you a little bit of direction here. If you look at the word receive in the thought form of receive, it says, open to the whole line, known and unknown. So my mother's name is Mary, my father's name is Charles, and I never met my father's father. I knew his mother, my grandma very well. I knew my other grandma, my other grandpa of my mother's side very well. So I also have lots of uncles, aunts, and cousins. And so when I think about receiving, I can receive those people that I know, and then I can go beyond that a little bit in the knowing factor, but more, this is about an energetic lineage type of a connective tissue. I do know some of them, but I know so many aunts, uncles, cousins that I can just use them as my connecting link to, my bloodline. And so that's the first part, receiving. So receiving, you can write down your parents, your grandparents' names, great grandparents, know who they are. Just kind of get clear on what and who they are. So if we can just take that moment to just do, a few minutes, I think we can probably do this. I don't want to rush you, but I do want to get to the discussion. So I'm thinking if we can take about 3 minutes or so to work this out. Once I get down to explain and create, you need to write something down, or if you just want to feel into this. and I can try to work with my audio while y'all are doing that.
Did
And,
everyone know what I have a feeling not everyone knows what it was tough there to hear everything that you said clearly. I know you were talking about your family, and now it looks like you're wanting us to look at these 5 things and do what with it in context with what?
all right, hold on.
Or did someone else hear him clearly and could tell me?
No, I can't hear. I
I
can't hear
tried
very
to, but
clearly
some
at
of
all.
Stern's words.
And I can't see anybody. Only usually I can just see myself and the School of
All right.
Metaphysics.
How about now? Can you hear me better?
Yes, much better.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was better.
Okay, great. All right. So, can you see the screen?
Yes.
I
Okay.
can't.
It needs to get blown up or something. I mean, even if I got my glasses out, it might be a bit blurry.
Can anybody else see the screen?
I can see it.
Okay.
I can see the screen.
I can see it. Or I did.
Let's do this to help. Looks like it went away.
It did. And when I got my magnifiers out, I could see it. So I guess I just needed some assistance.
Okay. So here's the deal. We don't need the screen. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's important. Okay. All right. So here this is what we're gonna do. Write down receive on your. You got everybody got paper
Yes.
and pencil, pen.
Yes.
Okay. This is wonderful. Okay. So in the past, I can just say this really quickly. I would be upset right now because nothing's working out. Blah blah blah, whatever. But I am not having that experience at all. I am totally okay with this. So we're gonna evolve. We're gonna transform. Okay. So the first word is receive.
Mm-hmm.
The second word is honor. The third word is thank. Fourth word is release. And fifth word is create. Okay. So receive. Whoever it is that you can remember, feel into, you could write their names down. You could just write down great grandpa, great grandma, however you want to do this. But in some way, shape, or form, the first part is to receive your family lineage. So that could mean you just sit here and close your eyes and think about them, or however you want to do it. So that would be on a piece of paper, Nick. You don't have to type it in the group chat. If you don't want to do that, that's okay, but we don't need to get it in the group chat. But you can write it some other way, maybe on.
Yeah, I was trying to be in
another
my head,
device.
right down. So I am no longer able to use paper sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's
that's
try
the
to think
first
out
one.
loud. I mean, very good.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So first you do that. You write them down, write their names down, feel into who they are, what you remember about them, how they loved you, what they gave you. And then the next step will be, the next 4 steps won't, except for, well, it depends. If you need to write, you need to write. But this is the most important thing, is that we receive them first. So take a few minutes to do that. I can see in the future that the people who come to this, maybe you could do a 23andMe first, so that way you have more information. in your brain, that could be beneficial, but it's not required. If you feel like you're complete, go ahead and throw up an emoji. If you're not complete, just keep going. Or a thumbs up. How about a physical thumbs up, even? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 complete. How you doing, Winston? Are you complete?
Um, yeah, I'm up with you, but I'm not connected like I need to be.
Okay, that's all right. So how many people have met their great grandparent, one of their great grandparents? Let's just, for a short second, just talk about that. What was that like? Tell me anything you want us to know about your great
I mean,
grandparent that you.
my grandparents had a farm before when I was a baby. Yes, I or actually meet him, and then I had a dream about that once too. So I may have.
Okay, and cameras on them, not just a disembodied voice. Um, okay, somebody else. Tell us about your great grandparent that you knew.
I knew my great grandma Hi, until I spent a lot of time with her, when we would come visit Oklahoma, and she was a tough cookie. She worked out at Tinker, and but I loved going to their house because they had this backyard that was really awesome. It had bushes all the way around. She had like an underground bunker thing that we would, like, all my cousins we'd play in. Um, but I mean, she was around till I think I was, yeah, like early teens, if I remember right. Like 14-ish, I think is when she crossed. And so um but she was she's very serious. She was a very serious woman, but she was also tough. So, she
Yeah.
was, she, yeah, that was, she had a little dog named Cherie. It was really funny because she's like super tough woman that has this little tiny toy poodle named Cherie. So, but that was my great grandma. That was my great grandma. Hi.
So,
Yeah.
anybody else?
Well, I also knew my great grandma on the Irish side of the family. She's the only great grandparent I met, great grandma Kate, and she was also tough. She's a tough lady. She lived by herself in Chicago, and uh, she knew how to take care of herself, and she had very strong opinions about what was right and what wasn't. And so even when she got older and frailer, she still had those strong opinions. And it was a little sad because my grandmother, who I loved very much, her daughter, they're they did not get along, I guess. You didn't see it when you were with them, but that's what we were told. And so even though my great grandma was getting older and frailer, she, she was not allowed to live with her daughter, who was her only child. So she just lived by herself in Chicago and somehow made it work. I think she died maybe at 92. So she was hanging out there by the train tracks. She lived near the north-south line. You guys don't know Chicago, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa, we're talking about Tinker Air Force Base too in
Mhm.
Oklahoma. Okay. Anybody else? One more. Great grandparent.
Yeah, I'll go. I did have a chance. I mean, as a pretty very young child to meet one of my great grandmothers, but I didn't really know her that well. Every now and then, my mom would stop by the house, to see her, check on her, see how she was doing. Now she had, a multitude of, other kids and various family members. So it wasn't just my mom checking on her, but every now and then, it would be us because, my mom would want to see her grandmother. And so I got to see and visit with her some in that way. But by that time in her life, she was not really herself anymore. Um, and after she left the earth plane, her house kind of became the home house. So I did spend a lot of time in the house that she lived in, a lot of time in that house. And one of the things that I remember fondly, that I'm sure was something that she had and used, was she had really nice, comfortable quilts. And so if it was cold, then we were able to stay very warm in that house. So I definitely remember that about her. Even though I didn't know her, I spent a lot of time in the space that she lived in. And so I feel like her energy, definitely was present.
Yeah. I don't even, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know my great grandma's name because we just called her Nanny. And so I just realized, I was like, wait a minute, I don't even know her name. So I'm gonna have to ask my mom what her name it was. But we called her Nanny. And I knew her probably, I don't think I got to high school. I think I probably knew her up until a teenager. I was probably about 13 or so. And we would, go to, she lived in a outskirts of Tulsa, some other town. I don't know what it was called, Muskogee or somewhere like that. That's kind of outside of Tulsa. And on a farm, small farm, just little plot of land. She'd been with this another guy who wasn't kin to us, but she'd been in a relationship with this guy for a long time. I have a photo of them that I actually I had for a long time and then I lost, but I happened to take a picture of it with my phone. And so I still have a photo of both of them and some cousins who we were just, hanging out with them. And the thing I remember most about Nanny is candy. that was her love language, was candy. Like oh, go into my room, sweetie, and go get, some jar. You know where the candy is, and it's always, you had to go get some candy every time you saw her. And she just that was something that was very important to her. I think she probably used to cook, when she was younger. And so she always wanted to make sure that she was giving somebody something to eat. And I think that was the last thing that she could do. She put a jar by her bed and put candy in it, and make sure that people still got something and that you felt good about yourself. That was so important to her, that she wanted to make sure that everybody felt good. Her energy was so alive. Even though she was, I didn't understand age or really, much of what it meant to be old. I was like, this woman is just alive. Her energy was so electric. And even though she was up, in years, just loved to always go out there. We spend hours on Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it was. We just sit in her house, just soak up that energy. It's beautiful, wonderful place to be. Chickens she had outside. So we learned how to remove eggs, stuff like that. It was just a really beautiful experience to be around her. I'll never forget that. So, receiving. And if you need to, I know we just said some pretty positive things. There may be some things that aren't positive, right? That's okay too. You can receive those as well. So it all creates a sense of karma within ourselves, our connection to them, and the benefits. So I think we've already kind of creeped into the second part, right? Honoring them. So just honoring them for who they are, who they still are, what they gave. We just talked a little bit about that. So that's the next step, is just settling into honoring them for what and who they are. And I'm saying are purposefully, because they're alive within us right now. So if you want to write some things down that connect to honor, that might be a benefit. I'm going to shift a little bit. If you want to type something into the chat, go ahead. I just did. I think that's okay. Let's see why we do that. What, wonderful light-filled beings they had to be to have a hand in creating us. Because we're so awesome. So they had to have had some, some beautiful things about them that created us, that helped us, to taught us, to have put up with us. So honoring them. This obviously could be a much longer experience for the sake of what we got here. Keep moving to thanking them. Oh my gosh. Winston, what is something you want to thank your lineage for?
Honesty. It's the biggest thing. Because even though now my mama was a hard shell Baptist, and my grandpa said about my mama, said you could write anything you wanted to on a piece of paper and put Baptist at the bottom, she'd believe every word. And that was how emphatic my mom was. But I appreciated her because of her honesty. And even at a young age, I knew that she was a little off somewhere. But she read so much of the Bible to me, you know. Now, my grandparents, I didn't know any great grandparents, but I had, there was one grandparent that checked out pretty early in my life, and I didn't know him very well, but I could see the influence of him through my uncle, who played guitar, and I learned a lot from him. And my grandpa, I got the most from. He's the one I knew the best, and he was just a hard worker. I used to help him in clearing land, deadening trees, working in woods, and he said he never met his match with the axe. And he was the one who taught me to wear a long sleeve shirt button up to here in the heat, because you sweat and it gets wet and the wind hits it, and that's your air conditioning. So he showed me that. And now he could swing an axe and it'd go where he intended it to. With me, it'd take a few more licks, you know. But I got a lot from him, and it was through him I've kind of got the first sense of mental communication, because if I was wanting to get something from him, I've just kind of hold still, and he would just give in. And he said that one time. He said, "You just have a way of getting what you want," and I ain't said nothing. And then I learned a lot through my aunts and uncles. That's what I was thinking about when.
Yeah.
It was a pretty diverse and quality family. I didn't have the trouble that I knew of some other people, and I'm thankful for the way I grew up. And there was honesty involved, and hard work, all of that. So I'm appreciating. And my first experience of afterlife, so to speak, I think, was when my aunt, who lived out in West Texas, we lived in East Texas. When she died, I was aware of her on the other side, and so, or after death.
Okay.
And there's been a number of occasions where people have said goodbye to me on the way out. In other words, one lady, no, this was not family, but there was one lady woke me up on, I would have been late for work, and she woke me up on the way out. And I only met her one time in the hospital room. So anyway, but you were talking about relatives, and
right. I want to stick to relatives for now.
And I got a lot from. I had an uncle who was into philosophy. In fact, he told me one time, and I didn't know what he was talking about. He said that he had picked me out of the family to do something special, and I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. But he when he died, he left a lot of books on philosophy and so forth. My grandpa didn't go to much school, but he read a lot. He kind of taught himself, but he was just honest. They were all honest, and that's the biggest thing I got from my
Okay.
family, I think.
Huge. I think I can see that you definitely, from what I know about you, definitely received that. So thank you for sharing that. Oof. This is okay. This is big. All right. Settle in. What do you feel like you can thank your lineage for?
I would think like on my mom or both my mom and my dad's side. My grandmother on my mom's side was really creative and, could make, clothing and just create all kinds of stuff. And so I think she passed that along to me and passed along some other things too. I mean, but I appreciate I can understand from the lineage because there was addiction issues in that side of the family and alcoholism and there was a lot of fear. But she, was loving, so I tried to focus on the positive. And my grandfather on that side, I didn't know him. He died when I was 3. And then on my dad's side, uh, my grandparents, I didn't know my grandmother. She died, before a long time ago. I knew my step grandmother. I had a step grandmother, my grandfather, he was Italian. He's from Sicily. He was kind of had a temper. He was a lawyer. He was smart. He was very smart. He wrote a law book, so I think I got some of the um, writing desires and talents there. And I think they were just um, very true to their values, really true to who they wanted to be despite any challenges. And they persevered and they showed a lot of love and they love their families. So, yeah, I'm grateful for them. This is really
Wonderful.
good. Well, I would say too, I'll say one thing. Just I was talking to my mom, actually just about a couple hours ago, and she mentioned something about my grandmother, her mother. Oh yeah, she made this little baby bonnet for you, and I just found it in the drawer. I've had it all these years. I'm like, okay. I thought that was sweet. So anyway, but a lot of love.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Okay, Melissa, what do you got for us to share in the realm of honoring and thanking? Melissa, deep in thought there, huh?
And there's a lot there. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because I was just thinking about, so it's interesting, on my dad's side, both of my grandparents, my grandma and my grandpa, neither one knew their fathers. So I know a lot about the maternal side, but I don't know much about the paternal. So I was just kind of reminiscing about that because, or just kind of, I've always wanted, like, I dug deep into it for a long time, trying to figure it all out. But I am very grateful and give a lot of thanks because there is a lot of strength and courage in our lineage. And also a lot of resilience. And I'm really grateful for those qualities. There's a lot that especially with the women in our family. I never met old mama. She was my great grandma's mom who raised my grandmother. But I heard stories of old mama and I can always visualize what they talk about with her. And I don't know, it's interesting. So and she was another one that was very like head of the house, like kind of she would ring her own chickens and all sorts of stuff they would talk about. And I just thought, but my dad would talk about it with such warmth about how they'd go out to her house and how it was always kind of the gathering place, even though it was small and it was just home. And I feel like that's been something that's always been passed on, is being able to feel that like belonging, you know, I mean, creating a space for that. So I don't know. This is really good though. I really like this. This is this is going deep. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like, so I'm just grateful for the courage and honesty. I liked that. I feel like yeah, when that was brought up by Winston, I was like, oh, yeah, that's something that I appreciate as well. So thank you.
Yeah, I might call mine conviction. Even if now maybe would say I don't agree with them, or I don't want to create what they created, I still understand the magnitude of the power of them choosing to be who they wanted to be and sticking with that. Yeah, and I love them for that for sure. Okay. So before we move on, I want to say, use this, keep this, right? And do this whenever you want to. Take some time, maybe you jump to one or the other. I think a lot of times what I've experienced is that we go really quickly toward release. You know, like there's something that we might call trauma or something else going on in our family, and say, I need to release this. I need to, let this, whatever this is, go. Or, you might do some ritual for that. But what I'm sensing and what I'm seeing and what y'all are offering is that there's the power and the elevation. In order to release something, you may look at it like a waterfall, where the water has to be, high in order to come down. It's like you have to feel into that reality of the strength of what it is and what it was before you can really release it. So it has to go down the waterfall. Then the water there is clean and pristine. And that's the place where everybody loves to swim. That's where the resorts are built around, is that calm water, that peaceful water, right? But how did it get to that point? It got to that point from being a high release. And so I think that's what we're doing. And I'm appreciative of that in a great many ways. So the focus now can shift from thanking and honoring to that release, to that experience. So let's go ahead and do that. So close your eyes and I'll just do a little bit more talking about this image that I have in my mind. So seeing that there is a rushing river, it's not too fast. It's pretty sincerely a river, right? And it's just doing what it needs to do to water the earth, to benefit the earth, to give of the life-giving energy that water carries. So seeing this water rushing over rocks, carrying fish, cleansing pebbles. There's some whirlpools that get created as this river flies through down the earth. And then up ahead, you can start to see the drop. You see the mist. The water gets more and more white, and there's more bubbles. You can see that, knowing that there's going to be a drop soon. But you just stay steady, because this is the power. You understand that the water is providing the way it's giving life. And you know you're getting closer and closer to the drop. And finally, here's the drop. and that rush of energy that comes as you go down. Gently, you start to fall. The water falls. And then it pools into this beautiful, pristine oasis. Here, the water is calm and peaceful. This is the water of release. This is the experience of release. This is what happens once we have release. So now we can come back to this moment, and there's other ways to release. You could write down anything that you want to release, and I firmly believe that it doesn't matter if we consider it positive or negative, and you could burn it if you wanted to, and you could watch the flames and the essence be given back to the atmosphere in the universe. Just like the water could evaporate and turn to steam and be given back. And then it gives life again to a new lineage, a new prosperous element of growth. So now that we're in this moment of release, let's take in a deep breath, breathing in through your nose, breathing out, open your eyes. So now, the other element that I think is more shared a lot when some kind of traumatic experience or some other kind of experience comes up that we maybe didn't like is create, call in, connect. So now that we've benefited from our lineage, now we're the creators. All of us don't have children, but we are still able to propagate. We're still able to create something from our lineage, right? We're still able to move that energy out. So the last phase is create. So you could create a newness. You could recreate, just like making one of their favorite dishes that they taught you how to make. But you'll never be as good as them, right? But you could still recreate that experience. You could recreate the warmth that we talked about, that their houses just had this beautiful energy of just care and love. Or you could just recreate something that you feel is brand new. So then you could write a book, you know. Winston, you're already doing a lot of recreation, I think, with just being who you are, and also always wanting to help people, always wanting to share something valuable with somebody. You know, those of us who are still in the school, we, you know, have a direct link where we can teach classes, teach spiritual classes to people. That's always a new creation, right? Nick, you're always teaching through your dreams. Every time you share a dream. Thank you for doing that. Is there anything that you guys can see that you want to create or that you have been creating that you can?
Astral projection experiences.
Yeah.
I saw the waterfall when I'm projected into it.
TJ, anything you're looking forward to creating or that you know you already are creating?
A whole lot of peace. Yeah, I enjoy creating that all the time. Peace and joy with the people around me in each experience. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's a challenge. But that's the work that I prefer.
Dr. Diana?
Well, I think I've made a lot of peace with how I was raised. If I was going to have been like them, I would have gotten married as soon as possible and had children. I wasn't here to be like them. I was here to learn and integrate. And the one thing that they did have in spades was love. However, it wasn't necessarily an inclusive love. It was love, for the family, which and like as we were saying with the tough grandmothers, we were expected to be a particular way. So what I'm creating is allowing people to be who they are, which results in respect all around. As I remember the day I went home and I allowed them to be them. And there was a huge shift where suddenly it didn't seem like they were quite so harsh in how I was supposed to be, which was not the way that I am. So there was, as I lightened up, they did too. So I appreciate that. So I guess I'll create that, which is peace. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. So that's what, I mean, feeling the experience out. I think once you allow it to move, you allow that energy to move and to say, yes, I'm a part of this. And that I don't really need to destroy it, I think is where my mind went, is that maybe before I thought that I needed to change something, or something wasn't good, or it wasn't right, or it wasn't good enough. And once I let go of that, I was able to really see them for what they are, what they did really give, which was incredible for me. And so I think that's where the peace comes in, is when you can just let go of that desire to be better than, or in some cases destroy. I think a lot of people do feel like that they have to destroy their connection to their family. But that's, even saying that, it sounds insane.
Well, it depends on if they're gonna let you be.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to separate yourself if it's not okay to be you. And and I was lucky enough that my family loved me enough that even though they supremely disagreed with the choices I was making, they wanted me to be around. So at least there was the love.
There was a little, yeah.
Right. Because otherwise you gotta protect yourself, man. You don't need to go home to be judged harshly.
Right. Yeah. So that's the move that I think I'm making, getting out of that. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to share
Yeah.
about creation?
Yeah, well, not about creating, about release. An important experience for me about release was in my 20s. I kept running over in my mind and saying, well, why didn't my parents give me this? Why didn't they give me that? And it finally dawned on me that they gave me what they had. And that was a big thing for me, because I was thinking, as a result of that, if I need something different, I've got to go get that. So that was a big thing for me, which allowed me to examine myself a little bit more. Now, this was in my 20s. I didn't find a school until I was in my early 40s. So I went through a lot of things, but I remember that specifically.
Peace is built through communication. Good stuff. About 5 minutes over. So we normally try to go about an hour. We did start a little late. But
I hear the people, I think Thomas and Marcus are here. We're having a 7:30 meeting, so
okay.
I'm a bit late now. But it's
Right.
I didn't get to hear TJ say as much as I would have loved to, but maybe
Aw,
next time. Take care, everybody.
and you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't want to just abruptly end this. I didn't really think about how to end. But does anybody else have anything they want to share real quickly, and then we can figure out some way to end? I want to make sure everybody feels complete.
I just want to say something real quick. I think this is really helpful exercise to go through. So, like we say in one of the lessons in school metaphysics, find the good in every situation. It helped me just honor my family and things maybe that weren't, I say, quite as honorable, that I didn't always honor. I was able to appreciate the whole experience from all my family, all my relatives. So thank you.
Yeah. Parting words there, TJ, you're unmuted.
Oh, I didn't know I was on it. Glad I wasn't making noise. But no, I do. I have some wrap up words, though, just to kind of, I don't know, cap things off. First of all, thank everyone for being here. And, if you've watched this as a video after the fact, thank you for sticking through it. I hope that it was rewarding for you. And I want to give you one more reward, and that is come and join us next month. On the fourth Friday of the month is when we do this at 6:30 p.m. in the Central Time Zone of the United States. So if you're in a different part of the world, look us up and sync up with that time and come and join us. But you don't even have to wait a month. We meet every morning and read the Universal Peace Covenant at 7:30 a.m. in the Central Time Zone of the United States. And we would love to see you there. All you need to do is go to peacedome.org and you will find the information to connect with us there. You can also find us, as you already have, on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yes, the Universal Peace Covenant, School of Metaphysics, peace is built through communication. We're all here to connect. So thank you. Yes. And let's take in a deep breath. Why don't we just breathe in one time, breathing in everything that we experienced. And breathing out the love and gratitude. All right. And I leave you all in the strength and the warmth of your family. Peace.
They went over a few minutes. And this is the first time I've done that in a long time.
Oh, you used to do it?
Yeah, I did it for about a year and a half on a regular basis. Uh,
Honey.
mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, here it is. And my neighbor just wanted something to eat.
Aw,
I took him something.
poor babies. They got nothing to eat.
Well, she had been in the hospital for a while, so, you know, I understand.
Is that the old man and old woman?
They're not really old. Mhm.
I thought you elderly. I thought you said they were husband and wife elderly over there.
Well, they're probably about 60, I guess. 55, 60, but they're not in very good shape. They got a ton of things.
Yeah.
And but they're not very good health. I've been intending to do that. I just haven't felt like it, and I didn't know if my spine would work, but it worked okay. I had to make a couple adjustments while I was in there, and for a while I couldn't hear what Terrence was saying. So it was a little hard to follow at first, but I stuck with it, and it was okay. So it's a good thing for me to do. So how? Let me go put this away.
Mhm. Oh no, You didn't eat yet, Deb.
Well, I ate some grapes. I don't know if I
Oh.
need it. I've been wearing this new Parker already. Bothered me a little bit, so I think that's probably the first time this year that I've done program. I did it. I was pretty regular for about a year and a half. And it felt pretty good, but my other phone, it was hard to get hooked up with it. Didn't want anything?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna check my thing here one more time. I think it's okay. Just so- Are you okay?
Yeah. You keep asking me that. What's wrong?
What?
If I'm okay.
What I was wondering. I was wondering if you're okay.
No,
Well, tell me why.
still having that breathing problem.
You want me to nurse your lungs?
Mm.
Hmm?
I'm supposed to be going to the doctor Tuesday. Then I go to the lung doctor on Wednesday.
Is there anything that I can do?
Find out what's Right here. The lung.
Oh,
I said, just say, you couldn't let that guy suck on you, you might be all right.
do what now?
The doctor will tell me, if you let that guy leave you alone, you might be all right.
What do you mean leave you alone?
Quit sucking all over me.
Oh, can't do that. You told the doctor that?
No, I said, I'm going, the doctor's going to tell me that.
Oh, no, no, he knows it's good for you. Too many people deny that part of themselves, and it causes further problems. But you're pretty healthy, where I can see. You got some things from the past that you got to deal with, but you're in pretty good health.
Well, I've noticed today, especially when I was talking to my daughter earlier, I've got like spleen trying to come up,
Mhm.
but it's not colored. It's still clear, so it ain't no infection,
That's related to your emotion.
huh?
That's related to your emotion.
The spleen coming up.
Flynn, mucus is related to emotion.
Okay.
So you've heard my talk on emotion, right? You remember it? Oh, no, I don't need anything. It's 268. So I don't need anything. I may snack a little bit, but
What did you eat to get it that high?
well, no, it's I had some stuff that my blood sugar needed it at why, so I eat some stuff there, and it was just a carryover, but it's okay. But little activity will probably get my thing down.
Yeah, good.
But I don't want to tax you.
Do what?
I don't want to tax you. I do not want to tax you.
Tax me?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Mean make it more difficult for your situation.
I'm a grown woman. I know how
Well,
to control myself.
whatever I do, I want to help,
Oh,
but I don't want to get in your way of recuperating. That's what I'm trying to say.
and whatever will be, will be.
It felt a little odd doing that program, but felt good in a way. They all knew me except for there's a couple of people. No, really one person that I hadn't been connected with before. One lady that from Oklahoma, I'd seen her. I wasn't connected when I first set it up. I could only see the school of metaphysics sign and my picture. But I know everybody else was seeing everybody else. And so I wasn't seeing that. So when they asked one by one to say something, I missed my cue because I couldn't see everybody. But that changed. I was able to reset something, or my phone adjusted or something. I'm about halfway through. So maybe it'll be okay. So what was exciting about your day?
Well, really nothing. Really ain't done nothing to be exciting.
Well, we'll have to change that.
My son and my grandson finally made it back. He's been out there mowing his grass all day and trimming.
Well, that's good.
Got all that done.
How was their trip?
I haven't really talked to him. Just for a second or so. 'Cause he was busy.
They didn't
doing
tell
his
you all
yard.
about it, huh?
Not yet. He was busy doing his yard. Oh, I did go pay some bills. That's about all.
Well, I haven't done that. I've thought about some things, but I haven't.
But that's not exciting to get rid of your money, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I did see my son and a bunch of relatives last night. So it was good. And of course, that spills over into the day, just thinking about it. You know, want to take a walk or something?
No, not really.
I didn't mean to scare you.
Not really. I don't even know. Might not be able to walk that far. You tickle me, you and your grapes.
Well, it's one thing, it'll change the taste in my mouth for one thing. And it's enough of a snack to keep me from eating other things. And it's not, as long as I don't eat a bunch of them, it's not enough to cause any damage.
Mhm.
Oh, is it comfortable for you?
Mhm. So far.
But I can turn the air conditioner on.
No, we don't want it too cold.
Well, you just tell me when and if you need it. It's 77 and it's going down. And the same
If I need anything, I'll just
storm
turn
at
it.
8 o'clock.
What?
That's what it says here.
In
8
Smyrna?
p.m. 8 p.m. Which is it ain't here yet.
It sprinkled on me a little bit on the way, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, maybe there's something that's going through, it's just not on this side of town.